Okay, let's go. There was a few things I wanted to talk about. I think we can do this quick and efficient as always. So, first thing first, I wanted to say welcome to new members on the platform because there has been quite a lot of new members in February. Today is the last day of February, so like more than 100 new people on the platform. So welcome to everyone. Even though you receive a message from myself, when you join the platform, I wanted to say again that you can always join me or join any of the admin whenever you join the platform. And also, I wanted to say not welcome, but kind of like congratulations to the people that are super active on the homeworks. So I usually don't really like to put forward specific people saying like this is like the best people or anything. This is why I usually hide the names, but obviously everyone can see them because there is this leaderboard option on Skool. But even though I don't like personally reply to all the homeworks that are put, I'm on the platform every day and I see what everyone is posting. And so really like congratulations to the most serious people. It's really like super, super good work. And it feels really good to see so much hard work and effort and dedication from students. Actually, I have received, I think, like 2 or 3 days ago, a super nice anonymous feedback that I wanted to show. So obviously, I have no way to know who wrote this, but this is a nice way to also remind you that on the platform, there is a anonymous feedback form if you ever want to say something about the course or about the platform in a way that we don't know who is talking, like in an anonymous way you can. So someone said, uh, the clear difference in my speaking, pronunciation, writing, vocabulary usage is insane. I'm halfway through A1 and I can easily read text without struggling too much with pronunciation. My writing has improved exponentially without me realizing it. I'm now able to form sentences and write multiple paragraphs clearly, explaining my thoughts. So this is like it feels really nice to see this because this is the point of the course. And so usually when everything is going well, we don't say anything. And if we have an issue, then we report the issue. Like it's normal, we all do this. But from time to time, there is a very nice, just 100% positive feedback like this. So it feels really nice to see because this is really the point of the course itself. Quick information about the road to A2 and road to B1, B2 planning upload. So currently the new road to B2 course, half of the course is uploaded. So unit 1 to 6 are fully uploaded and the additional grammar exercises are uploaded as well. We plan to keep on uploading the A2 course until the half of the year, around May, June, and then upload the advanced B1, B2 course, which will be a rebuild of the Edito B1, but with more in-depth going to B2 explanations on the second half of the year, so from June to December. But as it's written here, if you ever reach the end of the course before it's fully uploaded, you can just switch to the matching unit in the B2 in the Edito one without any issue. Will there be B2 material in the future is a question that I get often. So the answer is yes, but there is something you need to understand, which is that most people want B2 material because they want to take TEF or TCF exam and they want to reach B2 level. And so it's normal that you think that if you need to reach B2 level at the exam, you need to take A1, A2, B1, B2 course. The thing is, the B1 course, even the one that is already on the platform, already has super advanced material. Like if you were to master all the vocabulary and all the grammar of the B1 course, this is technically enough to pass the B2 exam. What 90% of students lack to get the B2 level in the exam is more practice, especially in speaking and writing, like more real life practice. So there will be B2 material, but mostly in the form of the B1 course being rebuilt to have more going to B2 material and more in-depth and longer explanation on how to use all the resources to go towards B2. Eventually, next year in 2027, we plan to make a special, like more advanced B2 plus course with focusing more on like super technical building sentences kind of things. So by the end of this year, you should have enough theory to get to B2. Something super cool that I just realized, auto French subtitles on Google Drive movies. So if we look at in the classroom, you have the listening and movie tab. And so here you have the movie folder, right? And so until now, so I we sometimes struggle a little bit to find English and French subtitles for movies. It's more difficult than it seems to be able to provide all of these movies like this in Google Drive. So some of them only have English subtitles, which is the most suitable for most students, because for most students who are beginners, if you watch the French movie with French subtitles, it might be too difficult. But I know that some people are looking at French subtitles as well. And I just realized that, usually I tell you that you should download the folder so that you can open the subtitle file with the movie. But I just realized that now Google, like on Drive, on Google Drive, you can have this auto, like French auto subtitles like this. And I tried it, and I'm actually surprised at how well it works. The only issue is that it doesn't show the full sentence right away, like the words appear at the same speed that they are spoken, which is not so comfortable. But I think for someone, you can put them bigger also like this. But I think for someone who would like to watch like a movie scene, for example, or maybe try to watch the movie without subtitle, and at some point, okay, what word did they just say? Then you can just activate them to see precisely the vocabulary. And I'm actually surprised at how well it works. So it's great news for all the movie lovers. And another really great news is that according to the Skool support team, this year they will add automatic subtitles for the native videos. When you watch like videos on YouTube, for example, you can activate like auto subtitles. And so a lot of students have been requesting this for the videos on the platform, because some videos are spoken French only, and some students sometimes feel like they would like to have subtitles to review some of the words. And even though this should not be necessary at this point for the level of the videos, it will be more comfortable to check some of the extra vocabulary that you might want to have. And so this is a message from the Skool support to me. So like basically what they say is that during the year, at some point they will add automatic subtitles for other languages than English. So French, like videos that are completely in French, will have their auto subtitles as well. Information. Okay, so this one is very, very strange. This one is maybe more for the people watching from YouTube. I have received a lot of comments saying that they cannot access the Skool platform because it is shows to be in maintenance. And what I found out is that it seems like the Skool platform, the whole, not just my community, but the whole Skool platform doesn't work from Nigeria. And I contacted the Skool team about this, and this is what they said. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. So they know about this, obviously. Skool may not be available in certain region. You should ask them to use a VPN if possible. So for anyone who would like to access the platform from Nigeria, we do apologize about this. There is literally and technically nothing that I or anyone in my team can do about this, but we hope that So if you can use a free VPN, it should work, and we hope that during the year they will clear this issue as well. Mm. Now, a word about the TEF exam prep week. That is the new project that we will have this year in May 2026. Because, okay, we know that most students have this objective of taking the TEF or the TCF exam to get B2 level or CLB7 level, what you can see here, and CLC7 level. And this is very advanced. And so a lot of people are requesting for some extra practice specifically for the exam, usually with the goal of doing immigration in Canada, for example. You need this. So this year in May 2026, for 5 days, we are launching an onboarding for an exam prep week. So from Wednesday, May 20 to Sunday, May 24. This is 2 hours of live lecture per day. This is not a lecture where you just listen, right? It's like group classes, small group classes, specifically designed for studying TEF and TCF exam for 10 hours in 5 days. So live on Google Meet, where you actually participate and you do the activities with the teacher and the other students, specifically to study TEF and TCF exam, because these are the most common exam. If anyone wants to request the same thing for DELF and DALF, you can contact us directly and contact the teacher. There is on the platform a course specific for TEF that you might have checked already, a complete TEF exam training course. And if you watched this course already, you should know all the basics. But you may have noticed, if you follow this course, that the writing exercise and the speaking exercise, without much surprise, are very difficult to practice by yourself. So this is kind of the goal of this week. Because the thing is, even if you have language partners that you speak with, like some friends or tandem partners, or people like French speaking people in your life that you can speak with to practice, although it's very, very good and necessary, they don't have all the specific pro tips to give you to practice for the exam. Because, as you know, obviously, there is a specific structure to follow for the speaking exercise for the exam. Goal number one of this exam prep week is to give you all the pro tips to take the TEF or TCF exam, like what's really important, what's actually important in practice versus the theory, how to conduct yourself, how to study for the exam, everything you should know about it, in-depth knowledge about the exam. Goal number two is to get you to practice what you need. Someone who can speak French very well but struggle to write, and someone who can write very easily but struggle to understand spoken French do not need to practice the same thing as much as the other. You know what I mean? This is why, according to your level and according to what you need, we do very small group of students, 3 students max only. You have communication private for you, everything, WhatsApp group, all of this specifically for you with your own private teacher. And goal number three is to do all of this fast, or should I say intensely, during 1 week or like 5 days. Okay. Price is 300 euros total. And yes, I told you, so price 300 euros for the 5 days from Wednesday to Sunday, 10 hours of live classes. And here are the, anyway, on the platform you have the summary and everything, so you can just check out this picture on the platform. These classes will be conducted by our main teacher on the platform, the administrator Gustave, and the intro call is free as always. And it's not only free, it's also mandatory, meaning that if you want to apply for this program, you must have this free intro call with Gustave, unless you already know him, because this week was actually requested by people that are already private students. So unless this, you have to schedule it yourself at your own time, like this. Okay? Très bien. By the way, because we are talking about speaking, a quick speaking reminder because I know from the students that I receive sorry, I know from the messages that I receive from the students that speaking is the most like, the most confusing topic. This is just a quick reminder, the golden rule of speaking: practice a little bit every day is more efficient than a long time just once. I'm sure you've heard this so many times that you don't feel like it's useful, but it should be reminded all the time. If you are taking this seriously to reach your objectives, you should be practicing speaking at least a little bit constantly. Because, and this is what I've put here, big speaking tip for the TEF, TCF, DELF, any kind of exam, one of the most important thing, if not the most, I think this is actually maybe the most important thing to keep in mind for anyone struggling with speaking for the exam, which is that the number one most important thing for the speaking section of this exam is not how to use subjunctive, is not super advanced grammar, is not using a ton of pronouns, is not using super technical vocabulary. The most important thing is not everything you learn in the course. All of this is necessary and is important, but it's not the most important. The number one most important thing is being able to have a natural conversation. This is why, for example, in TEF exam, the two exercises of the speaking sections are only conversation. One conversation where you actually pretend to have a real conversation with someone you don't know to ask them for some information, and another real life conversation where you talk to your friend and you try to convince them to do something. These are meant to be as close as possible to a natural real life conversation. And in order to be able to have a conversation as natural as possible, the absolute best thing that you can do is practice constantly, at least a little bit constantly. Way like this is way better than just a big time once in the week. This is why I call this the golden rule. Just to remind you, in the classroom tab, right, you have this speaking module with all the detail about everything. And so if you never watch this, I really encourage you to watch this full guide on speaking. The four ways that you have are private classes, real life language partners using websites like Tandem, Meetup, etc. So private classes can be group classes or like one, online or physical. Language partners can be online or IRL as well. Using AI, so I don't want to push this too much because I usually don't like when people do this. But because with the code that is given in the classroom tab, this application, you can have a discount with it. And I usually like this is the only application actually that I recommend because I actually use it myself to learn Chinese. and uh, and I actually talked to people from the team. They are super nice. I feel like the application works super well. It can understand the horrible accent Chinese I'm speaking, so I'm a bit amazed actually by this. And there's a free trial, so you can actually try it for free. And the reason I say this is not because I recommend absolutely to use this, because I don't. As I say in the course and as I say here, AI applications are not supposed to replace anything, but they can be used to supplement the most important things that you're doing. And so the reason I recommend this one is because I know that a lot of people have very difficult to adapt schedules. And so, to be realistic, even though this is obviously not the best way to practice, this can be a useful tip to get this little bit of practice every day during the week. But always keep in mind, this does not replace real conversation. Okay. Finally, shadowing is when you practice by yourself, for example, watching a video, a French video with subtitles. Ideally, the people don't speak too fast for you, and you listen like to one or two sentences, and then you pause and you repeat what they said with the subtitles. Then you play it again, one, two sentences, then you pause and you repeat what they said. And it sounds a bit I like, I know it can sound a bit stupid when you're not used to this in the beginning, but as I explain in the full speaking guide, this is actually a very interesting practice. Also, a great way to have this little bit of speaking every single day. A great way to little by little get used to the French accent, tone, rhythm, pronunciation, etc. And the Road to A2 course have a lot of this, almost every chapter. And that's it. I think we have covered everything I wanted to talk about today. So, with that being said, again, welcome to all the new members. Good luck for your studies and don't hesitate to send us a message if you have any question about anything. Ciao, mon pote.